What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C4 here today, doing a video I want to get out in the mix of my career mode, my connected franchise mode, ultimate team, all that stuff. I want to at least get a review out there. For those of you that are on the fence about getting Madden 17, my honest opinion, I'm not paid by EA, I'm not getting flown out to Tiburon Studios to capture this gameplay for everybody, all that shit. No, I got my EA access, I'm almost done my 10 hours. I'm going to have to fucking hopefully get enough gameplay doing the Ultimate Team Challenge and stuff that I can get background footage for all my Ultimate Team videos and stuff like that that's coming out before the game officially releases on Tuesday. But I want to get a review out to you. So tomorrow, actually, this is coming out on Monday, if you should get Madden 17 or not. So first, I'm not going to talk about everything about the game. You can clearly, tell some of the common sense things. I'm going to give more individual points, my official take on things that either I really enjoy that stand out to me, or things that, irritate me. They stand out to me for the negative side. It feels like a fucking, blister on my cock while I'm trying to play this game with these things. But we'll jump right into Ultimate Team. We'll break it down to Ultimate Team, Connected, Franchise Mode, and Gameplay. I'm not a huge online player, so I'm not really going to dive into that. So for Ultimate Team, the pros is they have a quick restart now in solo challenges. Before, it was so tedious. If you failed a challenge, you have to wait through like 4 or 5 loading screens until you could, retry it again. Now it's a quick thing. You have to fail the drill, but at the end of it, you get an option to restart it. So it's saving you on average. If you do all those fucking challenges and grind like a motherfucker, it'll probably save you a couple hours of time. So that's great positive they added that. And another one is there's not a lot of crazy OP cards off the rip. So, the incentive to spend a lot of money to get these great cards right away is not there, which helps out a guy like me that's doing a free Ultimate Team series where I'm not going to spend any money the entire year. That's the plan anyways. And I like that because if I want to jump into online or something like that, I don't have to worry about some guy having like 5, 6 legends right off the rip. Because the legends, there's only, there's like 4 or 5 legends cards right now. So it's nice and balanced, right? And hopefully the market sets itself correctly and player price ranges stay about where they are right now. Looking in at Connected Franchise Mode, which is my biggest. I'll also group in Career Mode as I'm doing that. If you haven't checked it out, Christian McCaffrey Career Mode, go do that now. The best thing for me is edible draft classes. Still not exactly where they could be, still not perfect, but it's here. It now adds longevity to Connected Franchise Mode that hasn't been there for 3 years now. I love it. I'm so happy that it's in here. Even though it's tedious and it's going to take a lot of time in the off season, I still will get more enjoyment out of doing that than having, like I said, Tim Swanson, a 6'9" black guy that plays fucking punter, stupid things like that. The big decisions that you can make in your thing. Franchise mode, be it bringing guys back from injury earlier, setting your goals for XP at the beginning of the season. I think that adds something a little more realistic into the franchise mode. I think that's a positive. Just the general emphasis on connected franchise mode. It seems like everyone was turning on EA side to Ultimate Team because that's their money cow, but it seems like they did make enough changes in franchise mode. It's certainly going in the right direction. I like the emphasis from the EA team on this, as well as generally, franchise mode's going back in the right direction. It definitely kind of, fell off the trail at some point between Madden 14 and now. It seems to be coming back now, which is great. So I think maybe next year's Ultimate Team franchise mode could be perfect. Fingers crossed. Unlikely, but potentially. But those are the three the things that stand out to me the most in franchise mode. Overall, positive experience from there. Gameplay, the graphics somehow look improved. They do it every game. I figure they just, the graphics are eventually gonna plateau. I think unless you've already decided they have plateaued, realistically, you look at this game, you look at Madden 14, there's not that big of a difference. But the graphics look a little bit better, which is always a nice thing. The new commentary is certainly refreshing. First thing I noticed, a lot more in-depth, a lot more tidbits on players, and finally, no more Phil Simms and fucking Jim Nance bickering between each other. It's so nice to have new commentary. It just gives the game a much more refreshing feel. That's a positive. The tackling feels better. I find the tackling, there's less wonky, I tackle a guy and he fucking lands on his head after he flies 10 feet through the air that you still saw last year. This is stuff that should have been rectified 10 years ago, but we still see it today occasionally, but for me, the tackling does feel a little bit better. The aggressive catches got toned down a little bit, and you could skip. The best thing about this actually is you can skip the bullshit cutscenes. Last year, I just would get fucking angry. I'd have to pause the game. That's the only way I can get out of the replays, out of the little side tidbits and graphics and stuff. Now you just get an option to hold A and skip it. Thank you. I don't want to see all this bullshit. I just want to fucking play the game. So thank you for doing that, and that will be the last pro that stands out to me that I need to address. Now we're moving on to the cons, and we will start with the cons of the Ultimate Team. Number one is they need to give the user a break with the contracts. I fucking hate how stingy they are with contracts. Sure, you can earn them during solo challenges, but still, if you grind out solo challenges, you're eventually going to have to spend some of your hard-earned money that you're not paying for, especially guys like they're doing like the $0 Ultimate Team. You have to fucking spend coins on contracts. You shouldn't have to pay to play, pretty much. I hate that. I just wish they gave you should give you an abundance of contracts. They should never run out of contracts ever, let alone have to fucking buy them. That's ridiculous. That's something I don't like. They didn't add wager matches. That's just a feature I've been looking for both FIFA and Madden Ultimate Team. I think that'd be cool and add some extra incentive to games. But that's it for Ultimate Team. Connected franchise mode, still no downloadable draft classes. I mean, editable draft classes are still decent. It's in the right direction, but I'd much rather be able to download someone's roster so I don't have to spend all that fucking time doing that. I do somewhat enjoy it, but I would much rather downloading someone else's work and then kind of editing it if I need it to, but I still would have, you know, upwards of 10 hours of my life back. That's what I'm assuming I'm going to have to spend to make all these custom draft classes. But I'm going to do it for y'all, because like I said, I'm going to have the best connected franchise mode, the most in-depth franchise mode on YouTube. And the other thing would be they could still make it like 2K in career mode. When you're doing a guy like maybe Christian McCaffrey, which you should go check out on the channel, you know, get asked questions of the media, go through the draft process, all that's just a little outside off the field stuff that they have in the 2K franchise. I really would like them to see that bring that into Madden. Gameplay, I find running is less exciting. It's more realistic, which is a good thing that a lot of people are looking for, but also I like it feeling still like a video game. I like making just outrageous runs with my running back. I find now I stumble a lot more. I struggle to, you know, I get stuck to my O-lineman before. You just kind of bounce off them and go to the outside and get good gains. Now I'm finding you're kind of sticking to them and you're falling, you're tripping a lot more, which is realistic, a step in the more realism direction. But then again, that's if you view this game as a video game, you want it to be fun. If you view this game as a simulator, you want it to be a little more realistic. I'm kind of uncertain, but I just noticed from me playing, you know, my 10 hours that running, I wouldn't say it's necessarily more difficult, but it's more realistic, and that's not as fun. But, I mean, you know, different strokes for different folks. And I still find switching to defensive backs kind of tough. I find myself more often not just button mashing once the ball's up in the air. I'm not really, you know, maybe that's just me not being an elite cover guy, elite playing with a, you know, a cornerback or a safety on defense. But I still find that they could have made the transition when you're switching to a defensive player a little more smooth. But like I said, that there is a little bit more me than the overall critique of the game. So what am I giving it as a rating? So for reference, I give Madden 16 a 6.5 out of 10. I'm giving Madden 17 an 8 out of 10, with definitely room to grow. Big thing for me though is I haven't really done an official connected franchise mode. I've just kind of jumped in to see what it was like. Last year there were so many bugs in franchise mode you couldn't use a non-bug mode till like November, which is fucking bullshit. I want to play it off the rip. If this Ultimate Team connected franchise is broken when it comes out on Tuesday, I'm gonna fucking knock this down to probably a 7, maybe even a 6.5 again. If it works off the rip, I might bump this up to an 8.5. So I mean, basic for me on a guy that plays connected franchise mode. If it works, I don't have to wait for a patch. It's going to be fucking golden. If not, what are they doing with their lives, you know? But as it stands right now, an 8 out of 10 for Madden 17. If you're a Madden fan, you haven't got it for the last couple of years, I would say jump in this year. It might be worth it, especially if you're in connected franchise mode and you're waiting for some improvements. It's definitely taking a step in the right direction, and I would splurge the $60 on the game. So you have it, guys. That is my review on Madden 17. As always, subscribe if you're new to the channel. This is your first time checking me out. There's so much stuff. Connected franchise mode, which is going to be the most in-depth on YouTube. That's my goal. Career modes with Christian McCaffrey, maybe Deshaun Watson down the road. Some Ultimate Team videos, real football talk. We are our football channels. We like to talk about actual football, Eagles football, rest of NFL football. It's here. So until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out.